Ban list predictions, you say. January 1st. New me, new you, new year? Fucking biggest lies of 2018. We're literally 2 days into this schlum of a year. And I got my ban list predictions ready. So we're gonna pound this topic into the ground. So prepare your anus, as there's actually not a lot we gotta fix. Surprisingly, because everything else is burning. Alright, let's just dig right into this shit, shall we? First thing I'm going to say, I have a mystical watch list. In this watch list, there are going to be things I'm not sure where they belong, because I don't know when we're going to be getting certain cards, whether or not it's in Extreme Forces or the set after that. So we're not going to preemptively hit those cards, but they're underneath the category of mass consideration. So the first thing we're going to just go with, Tribe Infecting Virus to 1. TCG's moved this card to 2 at this point. Tribe, the only real danger that we actually ever really had with Tribe as a card was you could trigger your Atlanteans off of it, which, I mean, was that really much of a big deal in the first place? Sure, searching for Dragoons or whatnot, I guess, is adorable, but at the end of the day, it's a normal summon that you have to commit to have a board wipe. So if Snipe Hunter can be at 3 for a 60% chance, you may as well just allow the equivalent to be legal. So for this current point in time, I honestly think Tribe can go to 1. Why not straight to 3? Well, we've typically seen that the TCG likes to ease their way into things. So Tribe being the first move, we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But we're going to start with Tribe going to 1. I don't know why the card's even still fucking banned at this point. Next up, Spyro Resort. Now, I've said this 1,000 times over. Should have just banned Master Plan in the first place and we wouldn't have had a fucking issue. But we like dancing around the issue for whatever reason. For example, Dark Magician's your problem in the metagame, but you think it's a good idea to hit Stronghold as a support card for Dark Magician. Yeah, I know. I understand. But once you just put the nail in the coffin, Konami, just call it a day, dust off your crucifix, get ready, go stare at Resort, just shoot it down. You can have 3 terraforming all you want in the TCG. It's fine. You know, the deck can still do what the deck wants to do, just 75% less consistently is the way I'm going to put it. People are still going to make an attempt to play Spyro. It's fine. Let those people that want to play Spyro, let them have it. It's not a big deal. I don't see what it is. Just put the field spell to 1. You've already got Quick Fix and Drawn at 1, which literally check the deck 1,000 times over. But it's fine. You can ease into this. It's not a big deal. Spirals will no longer be tier 1 once you put Resort to 1. They can play all the field spells they want. They only get 1. So it's easy. I mean, we've talked about that the last time we did a discussion video. It just, you can ban Master Plan, leave Resort at 3. Okay. Or you can put fucking Resort to 1 and leave Master Plan. Call it a day. Trickster Reincarnation. Now this is another one that I've been up many ass about. Once you remove Spirals from the equation, when they're not tier 1 anymore, poof, you know what happens? Trickstars become the best deck. Robbie, what about Electromite? Well, Electromite does really adorable things, but so does triple Trickster Reincarnation to disrupt your entire hand and kill you, because Licorice is a card. You know, you have to force the Trickster player to think that his deck does more than actually burn, which it does. But Reincarnation being able to revive a card and punish the opponent's hand, the deck can do more than just link spam. And if you take away the burn disruption that the deck has, you kind of create a pseudo safe deck. So Reincarnation, we need to do something about it ASAP before it really becomes an issue. I understand that Trickster stuff is getting the reprint in the Star Pack, but I mean, it's Star Pack. Do you really care about your your cells all that much. But at the end of the day, put Trickster Incarnation to 1, save the TCG the fucking hassle, and we'll just call it a day there for Tricksters, because you really don't have to do anything else to the deck. I failed to see what the big issue is. Just, you can move it. It's fine. I mean, you can even make the argument to push Trickster Reincarnation to 2, but 2 is still as good as 3, honestly. Because, at least if they search 1 copy, if it's at 1, you don't have to deal with it anymore. Zodiac Trident to 1. I know. Get your pitchforks ready. The big blue guy himself, Zodrident, can come back to 1. We're in a much slower format now. Allow Zoo to kind of come back and power creep back in. All those MP17 Zodiac cores that everybody's sitting on because they're super excited. It's fine. I don't really see much of an issue that Trident can actually do, especially with Trickster's token generation being a thing. And honestly, dealing with 1 Trident is infinitely better than dealing with 3. So I think if we give Zoo back just a little piece of candy to allow it to be a little bit better. I mean, the Draco engine is still in a corner crying from how bad it had its snoo last ban list. Just give the deck a little bit something back. At least you'll create another tier 1 deck that will be viable for the time being. And then in that same hand in hand, I put Shrit to 1. Shrit has overstayed his calming on the ban list. He's been biding his time. I don't know if Konami's afraid of some Ritual Cyber Angel hybrid. I mean, I've seen some crazy lists from the OCG with the things that they've done with that, but I don't understand or see Shrit as much of an issue at this current point in time in the game. So may as well just free up 1 more slot on the Forbidden list and just move it back. I understand that Shrit made Rituals a better deck, but let him have his time back at 1. Much like if you give Trident back to Zoo, even as a 1-of, okay, sure, there's a little bit of degeneracy, but I mean, 10-minute turns exist in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me have a little bit of time to play on the opponent's turn. So, Shrit, I would definitely like to see back at that. Now, to 2. I put Scapegoat. Scapegoat's viability for token generation and being able to literally get into any Link 4 for free is absolute and utter bullshit. Now, I didn't put Grinder Golem to 2 yet. There's no real point. We don't have the security dragon loop, so the point you end on isn't necessarily that broken. And Scapegoat at 2 takes away a little bit of its defensive capabilities. I mean, yes, it's a card you have to set to get through to the next turn to be able to generate advantage through it, but we've been seeing with Trickstars as a viable Link engine that Scapegoat at any sort of number is inherently broken. So take it for what you will. I honestly think that Scapegoat needs to not be at 3 anymore. This is just something personal. Nothing personnel, kid. But I think for argument's sake, we need to put that shit to 2. Start considering moving it to 1 in future list. Unrestricted Future Fusion. Future Fusion got the errata. The card is booty butt asshole at this current stage. There's no reason for it to not be at 3. I mean, the card was already a joke as it is. I mean, we have so much back row removal at this current point in time. Maybe as a gimmick, it could be viable, but I don't see it. There's absolutely no reason to keep Future Fusion at anymore. Like, it's my 2 cents. So that's all of our guarantees I would like, except for Trident and Shrit. Those are broken pipe dreams. On my watch list, we're gonna go Firewall. So I put Firewall on the watch list because Firewall is a card that can generate Konami income with an initial reprint. Now, there's been no initial reprint confirmed for Firewall. Firewall has 2 forms out in the OCG that we don't have. We have 1 printing of it in the TCG. I feel before we get a Firewall limitation in the TCG, they might even put it to 2 here, but you got to think about sales and product potential, especially with Firewall being a key card for the Ace Monster. So before you put Firewall to 1, I understand it's got loops, I understand it's troublesome, but as a card that can make potential money, I don't know what Konami's move is going to be for Firewall. So Konami's aware that it's an issue because Japan handled it. We know this. But the potential reprints, we haven't printed it 4 or 5 times already. So the ball is in Konami's court for where they're going to put it because of no reprint. That's just my 2 cents though. They're more likely to hit cards in the TCG, it almost seems like, that have been limited. But for the most part, Firewall, they know it's an issue, but we might see a reprint of it and then clean it up later. But we'll have to wait and see how the TCG handles this. Level Eater is my next one. If you have not seen these ridiculous, I've been seeing like all these really high-level Blue Eyes decks on the internet, just like Level Eater Effect, Link Karibo, Make My Link Monster, Extra Link you out of the game. Level Eater is a very dangerous card. Level Eater's at 3. Now, just because it's a dangerous concept at this point in time, we don't know when we're going to literally we're just like firewalls and trash like that. Like, it's not as good until we get Summon Source or a Skull Deet, amongst other things. We're not sure how the TCG is going to handle Level Eater yet as well. It might be one of those things, hey, we'll announce our next list in, March? And then, if Level Eater becomes a problem, they'll take care of it in March. If Konami thinks that Level Eater is a danger up until the legalization of Link Karibo, then they'll take care of it on the January list. But Level Eater is also in that watch list because they know it's going to be a problem, but when they take care of it, it's going to be another thing. So, but both Firewall and Level Eater, they're both interesting cases because we know that they need to be taken care of, but we don't know how or when. The next one is actually Atlantean Dragoons. Now, I've heard mass advocation for Dragoons going to 3, but I don't like almost guaranteeing my opponent to have just Molten Glacia turn 1 every game. 3 Dragoons essentially gives you the guarantee, not like OTK, but it gives you that extra push for disruption. Now, I know hand traps exist, I know, but it's Mermails. And every time that this deck fucking shows its goddamn ugly ass, something is degenerately going wrong in the game. It's how it's always been, and I feel like it's almost how it's always going to be. Taking Dragoons from 2 to 3, I think, is almost too dangerous. I put it in the watch list, honestly, because the way that Konami Japan handled it, they've already got enough degeneracy, plus it's like, oh, well, give water players back something because they just got their new Water Link monster. It's fine, it gives another viable deck back, but taking a deck in check to completely overpowered, it's a very dangerous territory to mess with. So the ball will be in Konami's court for this one as well. I don't think they're going to move Dragoons to 3, but I've been shocked before. TCG is a lot more passive when it comes to these things. They try to prevent more OTKs and things in the control area. So I don't think we're going to get Dragoons back, but it's worth mentioning. And then last but not least, the Plant Engine, aka Dandelion. TCG has 0 clue when we are going to be getting Crystron Needle Fiber. We could be getting it in Extreme Forces, we could be getting it in the set afterwards, in April, May? That means the Plant Engine does not have to be hit on this list if we're getting Needle Fiber much later. Now, with that being said, Konami is probably watching Lonefire, the Predaplant Engine, Dandelion himself. I mean, Dandelion didn't move off of our list to 2 like it did in the OCG, but the Plant Engine is in a very weird place because it's about to be OP as fuck. So, keeping all things considered and all viabilities in line, I would expect that not even on this list, if it all depends on the timing of Needle Fiber, that we will see the Plant Engine even Steam the Cloak, potential other things are getting checked. So for now, the plant engine with Dandelion, it's all going underneath the watch category because we're missing that viable key component of needle fiber. So, but this is it. Those were all my predictions that I have. Everything I wanted to talk about. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Ban list opinion videos are like everybody's assholes. I mean, everybody should have one. Everybody has one for how the game of Yu-Gi-Oh works. But what are your 2 cents? Do these sound very viable? Everyone always wants a soft reset. They're always like, fucking Konami's always doing a terrible job. Like, cut them some slack. They're doing fine. So, we just gotta get out of the Spyro format. Put Resort to 1. Good day. Alright guys, have a good afternoon. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.